Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to Foxborough as we take you through the early morning hours up until the opening kickoff.
A lot of activity out there. The one constant has been the snow, and it has been here since Friday afternoon when we got here. Well, some of us got here on Friday afternoon.
Most of us.
Most of us.
All of us did. I was here. I just didn't come and see you guys.
We're glad you're here now, Tony. The New England Patriots, if they win their last two games and the Jets and Dolphins each lose at least one, the Patriots would win the AFC East. They would also make the playoffs with 2 wins and a Ravens loss.
Now, you just don't like to be at this point of the season without control over your own destiny. But hey, this Patriot team has done a tremendous job. A lot of starters missed games for them. Their franchise quarterback went out in the first series of the season. They've really responded well. So I think it's a great job by this entire organization to be in this position.
The Patriots have won the toss. They deferred, so they will get the ball first in the second half as Steven Gostkowski gets things started. This is Steve Preston on the return for the Patriots. Their usual return man, J.J. Arrington, is inactive today. Mike Richardson makes the tackle, so Kurt Warner leads the Cardinals offense out onto the field. He's passed for over 4,000 yards and 26 touchdowns.
And when you see him with the gloves on, now don't think that that's just because of the weather here today. We had the Cardinals versus the Giants out in Arizona inside the dome, and he had his gloves on there. So it is going to be interesting to see. I agree with Goose. You know, this is a fun offense to watch, but how do they adjust with these elements this afternoon?
Cardinals without Anquan Bolden today due to a shoulder injury. Tim Hightower, the lone back. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. This is Hightower. Hightower gaining 2. Vince Wilfork made the tackle. The Cardinals ran the ball, Darryl, only 7 times last week. In their loss to Minnesota, they fell behind 28-0.
Yeah, well, one of the things that's happened to them against Minnesota, against Philadelphia, is they've fallen behind quick by 21, by 28. They can't allow that to happen today against the New England Patriots. The last thing you want to do is become one-dimensional, whether it be by the score or whether it be by the fact that you're not executing well, throwing or running the football. They've got to come out and at least threaten this defense of the Patriots with the running game.
3 wide receivers set for the Cardinals. 2nd and 8 from the 19. The inside handoff to Hightower. And Hightower takes it out to the 24-yard line. Again, Wilfork in on the tackle. Tim Hightower, the rookie out of Richmond, the 5th-round draft pick. As we take a look at the key inactives today. Patriots without 2 starters on the defensive side.
With the conditions out here today, guys, the advantage definitely has to go to the defense. It restricts the offenses from putting the ball in the air and throwing the deep ball because it's a little heavy, because it's wet, and the running backs are making big cuts. So where the running back starts, that's where he's going to end up. So it's a little bit of an advantage for defense.
Cardinals keep it on the ground with Hightower, and Mike Vrabel makes the tackle. So the Cardinals go 3 and out on their opening series in the snow. And we'll punt it away.
The big thing, Tony, is the footing. And watch the footsteps. Tiny little choppy footsteps. You don't really get separation. You lose that ability to have a burst. And it's going to take this Arizona team a while to get used to just the footing in this type of situation. New England is going to be used to it because they've played in it a bunch over the years.
Ben Graham punting for his 3rd team this season. Punting from the 10 to Wes Welker. Welker from the 39. Welker across midfield. And he is finally tackled at the Cardinals' 32. A 23-yard return by Welker.
You've got to have all 3 phases working well together. And boy, the special teams for Arizona has let them down at times this year. Again, you can't fall behind quickly. Against these better teams over the last couple of weeks, Arizona has come out and really started the games poorly, found themselves in a hole. You allow Wes Welker to give his offense great field position on their opening drive.
Matt Castle has had great success filling in for Tom Brady this season. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. The handoff to Sammy Morris with Russ Holstein lined up as the fullback. A backup offensive lineman, and Chika O'Keefer makes the tackle after a gain of 4.
Well, there you go, Goose. You want to know what New England wants to do with the football? We'll go through the starter. Heath Evans, he's not your starting fullback. It was Russ Holstein, the backup center. So they're going to come out. They'll probably use some different personnel groups to make sure they can pound that football inside against the Cardinals.
If you want to pound it hard, you put a little bit more beef in the backfield. That's exactly what New England did.
2nd and 6 from the 29. This is Morris. And Sammy Morris picks up a 1st down. Gain of 9 on the play. On for a roll, and Matt Ware finally brought him down.
All right, we saw Tim Hightower for the Cardinals running the football. Did you see the difference right there with Sammy Morris as he was going through? Just much more confident, much more comfortable with his footwork getting through that hole going against this Cardinal defense.
Kevin Falk split out to the left. Empty backfield, 1st and 10 from the Arizona 21. Castle complete to Falk. And he's tackled at the 15-yard line after a gain of 6 by Carlos Dansby.
One of the greatest pieces of information I ever got about running routes and being on the field was from Jay Novacek, our great tight end in Dallas. And it's not really so hard how fast you run, it's how fast you stop. One of the big differences today that we could see is how much better New England is getting in and out of their breaks, starting and stopping, than the Arizona Cardinals are because of the slick field.
Darryl Hochstein back in at fullback, and he leads the way for Morris. Cardinals having a awfully tough time trying to bring down Sammy Morris. He's finally tackled at the 4 after a gain of 10.
Sammy Morris does a great job of keeping his feet moving through the hole. The guys are on top of him trying to tackle him, but he carries them. Watch here. He goes through the hole, lowers his shoulder. They try to take him down. He keeps driving his legs, driving his legs. If you keep driving your legs, it doesn't matter how many guys are on you, you're still going to go get that forward momentum. That's going to give you an extra 2 or 3 yards.
1st and goal from just inside the 5. Randy Moss in motion. This is Morris. And Morris takes it down inside the 3. Patriots have scored on 8 opening drives this season. 4 touchdowns, 4 field goals. Patriots won the toss. They deferred. Cardinals went 3 and out. And then a 23-yard punt return by Wes Welker as the Pats started this drive in Cardinals territory.
Well, just another one of those little things that Bill Belichick does. I mean, a great decision to defer, put that Arizona offense on the field, not used to these conditions, in great field position for your opening offensive series.
Timeout called by the Cardinals.
Arizona. That's it.
When we come back, 2nd and goal from the 2 for New England. Second and goal for the Patriots from the 2-yard line. This is Lamont Jordan. Gabe Watson came up to make the tackle, number 98, the 3rd-year defensive lineman out of Michigan.
Hey, Goose, what was it like? You ever playing a game like this down by the goal line? Because I know that footing is a huge issue down there for you defensive linemen in this situation.
It is huge. You got to try and go and get your footing. Down here they have AstroTurf, and depending on what shoes you have, you can really go and dig it in and get your legs in there. But you want to go and look at the ball. You want to come off when that ball is snapped to get the edge, to get that penetration to the backfield.
Jordan walks it in for the touchdown. Patriots using Mike Vrabel as an extra blocker. Lamont Jordan scores his 2nd touchdown of the season.
These fans know what to do in these elements. As some of my favorite footage from the NFL comes from some of the snow games that we've had here at Gillette Stadium and the old Foxborough.
Yeah, it's nice when it's in the stands. It's not too nice when it comes down here on my telestrator and on my head, Boots.
Throw him back, Goose.
My hands are too cold to make a snowball.
Gostowski adds the extra point. Patriots only had to drive 33 yards following the Welker return. Touchdown, Lamont Jordan. Lamont Jordan has given the Patriots the early lead. 5th opening drive touchdown for New England this season. Patriots scored on their first 4 possessions last week out in Oakland. Steve Preston on the return. Preston taken down by Kelly Washington. A 28-yard return. Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald of the Cardinals offense coming up. The snow continues to fall here in Foxborough. The Patriots down in their history 9-0 here at home when it snows at the opening kickoff. They have never lost a snow game here in Foxborough. Hightower game 6.
Well, let's put those two together. So they're 9-0 when it snows here at kickoff. And how many years has it been, Goose, since Arizona's played the snow game?
25 big ones, Moose. 25 big ones. That's a long time not to be around the snow. 25 years.
You want to talk about having an opportunity to get your confidence back to go into the playoffs, not be a one-and-done team? Arizona coming east, playing in these conditions against a playoff caliber team. I mean, you can't have a better chance to get that confidence back.
2nd down and 4. 5th consecutive running play for the Cardinals as Hightower is bottled up a yard shy of the first down marker as we check in for the first time with Kurt Menefee in a warm studio in Los Angeles. Kurt?
Yeah, but it's not warm in Kansas City where Miami is, but they don't care. First play from scrimmage, Ted Ginn Jr., 31 yards on the end around. Dolphins leading at 10-0 right now. It's 13 degrees in KC. Kenny, of course, Miami needing to lose to help New England's playoff chances.
That's right, Kurt. That is not good news for the Patriots, who can only win the division with 2 wins and a loss by both the Jets and the Dolphins. 6th consecutive running play, and Hightower picks up a first down, a penalty marker, as Hightower crosses midfield into Patriots territory as he gains 7. Bill Levy, our referee today.
Illegal use of the hands to the face. Number 45 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's the fullback, Terrell Smith. The Cardinals, the 5th most penalized team in the league. Now the Patriots have committed the fewest penalties in the NFL.
That's a tough one. I mean, Terrell Smith's going to be your blocking fullback out in front. Here he comes, number 45, going against Gerard Mayo. I don't really see it. I think it's a heck of a job by Terrell Smith getting a linebacker out of the hole. On a play like that, a 3rd and short with a big run by Hightower, I like to see that one a little bit more definitively.
So
when a guy spins, you just got to go and do what you can do. You know that.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, Goose. You go to the ground, and you're usually going to get a flag thrown on you.
Instead of a first down, 3rd and 11 from the 33. Warner to the air for the first time. And the pass intended for the rookie out of LSU, early Doucette, and Warner took a hit from Vince Wilfork.
All right, that's a tough break right there for the Arizona Cardinal offense because they should have had the first down, in my opinion, and now you're backed up 3rd and 11, and early Doucette, one of 2 players for the Arizona Cardinals. We think the first time they ever saw snow was when they landed in Providence last Friday.
That's right, Doucette, the Louisiana native. It did snow in New Orleans this week for the first time in 4 years, but Doucette has never seen snow. This is Wes Welker. Big return earlier, and Welker takes it out to the 44-yard line. A 13-yard return, 36-yard punt. Patriots offense back out. They lead by 7.
Right here, you got Michael Adams as gunner. He gets pushed out of bounds. One of the coaches from New England goes and gets in his way a little bit. Gets knocked over. We're trying to identify the coach right now. That was a nice block by the coach, and we'll get back to you on who he was.
All right, Goose. Sammy Morris, modeled up by Darnell Dockett. We spoke with Darnell yesterday, and he said we better learn how to play in the elements, win on the East Coast, because assuming we win our wild card game at home, we may have to go right back to the East Coast in the divisional round.
Without a doubt, the NFC is coming east. So I like Darnell Dockett's approach. I like what he said about the Philly game. Yeah, it was a short week. We were going all the way back to the East Coast on Thanksgiving night. We knew that schedule. We can't make any excuses.
Second down and 11 as Castle hits Morris. And Sammy Morris has a first down and more. Morris still on his feet, and he is finally forced out of bounds by Roderick Hood after a 44-yard pickup.
Well, we just talked about Dockett in the elements. There he is, number 90 right here. Slips on the snap. Now I see the screen. I'm going to get out there in pursuit, but understand your conditions. You've got to be down. You got to set your hips down. You can't come in straight-legged and think you're going to be able to change direction. Again, there was a couple of nice blocks by the Patriot offensive linemen because they're taking advantage of the fact that Arizona, I mean, they're flying around like the conditions aren't an issue with their footing.
And Moose, you know you got to keep your feet underneath you. Doesn't matter what kind of cleats you're wearing. Everybody out there, from what I could see, is pretty much wearing the same thing. A molded bottom or a screw-in bottom, something that you would wear on grass. That should give them enough traction out there, but you can't have your feet outside your shoulders. If you have them outside your shoulders, that's when you're going to go and slip, like you saw Dockett slip right there.
And then Dockett on the next play, that's the pass from Castle back the other way, so the Patriots now facing a 2nd and 10 from the Cards 14. Lamont Jordan, the lone back. 4 receivers. This is Jordan, who has the Patriots touchdown. And Lamont gains 8 down to the 6-yard line before he was tackled by G.K. O'Keefer.
They're getting after him inside, Goose. And this offensive line for New England putting together one of the best rushing seasons that the franchise has ever had. And they're getting it done again this afternoon.
Nice thing about the New England running backs is they're covering the ball with 2 hands also, Moose. They're protecting that ball. That's very, very important in conditions like this.
3rd down and 2 from the Arizona 6. Jordan wrestled down, but looks like he has enough for the first. So the Patriots get a new set of downs as we approach 4 minutes remaining. First quarter in the snow here in Foxborough. 3 receivers all split to the right. Now Moss in motion to the left. Castle dropping into the shotgun. First and goal from the 4. Castle can't find anyone. Rolls to his right. He was dragged down from behind as he throws it away. Matt Ware with the pressure brought down Matt Castle.
Well, one of the things that you have to take into account is Matt Castle's ability to scramble. Once he gets outside, you know, I thought Matt was going to pull it down and try and beat him to the pylon. He is very good when the play breaks down with getting some good positive yards with his feet.
He's 4th among all quarterbacks this season in rushing yards.
It's a different element. You didn't have that with Tom Brady, but you have to account for that with Matt Castle.
Holstein, the fullback, from the 3. Jordan.
Nice feet.
His 2nd touchdown of the quarter.
There it is again, Moose. Beef in the backfield. Arizona has to go and match that when you get Hochstein in the backfield.
Well, you know the next time they do that, they're going to throw the ball to Hochstein in the flat. They're going to do a little play action pass, and he's going to be out in the flat all by himself. Watch the feet, though. Under control. Little chop. That's a nice job by Lamont Jordan.
Gostowski adds the point after. Patriots have scored on their first 2 drives. Lamont Jordan with a pair of New England Patriot touchdowns. 14-0 over the Cardinals. New England Patriots, 2 7-play drives, 2 Lamont Jordan touchdowns.
We talked to Bill Belichick about what they did last week, and everybody would love to get off to a quick start the way they did against the Raiders last week. Obviously, would love to do that again and increase that doubt in this Arizona team about coming east, about playing in these conditions.
Preston upended at the 25-yard line by Ray Ventrone. 20-yard return. So Kurt Warner leads the Cardinals offense back out. First time Warner is facing the Patriots since the Rams lost to New England in Super Bowl 37.
Well, not a much better start to this one.
Warner and the Cardinals start from their own 26. Hightower. Junior Seau made the tackle. Well, we've talked about it. The Arizona Cardinals 0-4 when coming to the Eastern Time Zone.
Yeah, they have really struggled, as well as everybody else in the NFL. 1-16 coming west to east this year, and the Cardinals, one of those teams that has really had problems. And when you talk about the Philly game and also the Jet game, they were not real competitive in those 2 games. Let a couple get away in Washington and in Carolina, in my opinion, but were handled well in the other 2.
Second down and 9. It's Hightower again, and this time it is Jarvis Green who makes the tackle. No gain.
Jarvis Green, I mean, just unblocked. You should make that play when you're unblocked.
Cardinals have gone 3 and out on their first 2 possessions. 3rd and 9 from their own 27. Warner only 1 pass in the game so far. 7 running plays for Arizona. Warner wrapped up. Down he goes. Back at the 20-yard line. Mike Wright with his 3rd sack of the season, a loss of 7 as we check in with Kurt.
Got to keep your eye on the fullback, B.J. Askew. He gets the handoff and breaks the plane of the goal barely. It's a touchdown. Tampa Bay tied with San Diego 7 apiece. Tampa Bay wins. Atlanta loses. The Buccaneers are in the playoffs. Kenny?
Thanks, Kurt. Graham punting from his own 10. Patriots again will have good field position. The fair catch at the 43-yard line by Welker. Well, once a year there's one event we can all look forward to. One event that brings America together like no other. One event that gives us a reason to cheer. TV's biggest phenomenon is back. American Idol. The new season begins this January on Fox. Darryl, Mike Wright with that sack of Warner on the last play. Went to the same high school as Roger Staubach. The guy who was involved in the closing ceremonies at Texas Stadium last night. You saw Roger earlier this week, and he had a big influence on Bill Belichick as Castle is going deep off the fingertips of Randy Moss.
Wow, what a throw by Matt Castle. You get pounding the ball, and then you do a little bit of play action, and you get Randy Moss down the field and Trell Roll in good position. I know Randy Moss would love to have that one back. I've seen him make so many circus-type catches throughout his career.
It's not easy catching a ball when it's soaking wet either, Moose. That ball's got to be a couple more pounds than normal.
Or all those snowflakes hitting you in the eye when you're looking back.
Yeah, that's a problem, too.
Inside handoff to Morris. Morris pushing the pile. He gains 8.
But the difference right now, Tony, is New England has the confidence to line up, run play action, take a shot down the field, because on 2nd and 10, they can come back and put themselves into a good 3rd down situation. I don't think Arizona has that confidence right now. ...49 yards on the ground for New England.
3rd and 2 from the 48. Jordan. And he's tackled behind the line by Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson down here in the middle. Playing down the line of scrimmage. Didn't get down to get him covered up. Russ Hochstein didn't get down, get on his backside hip in that zone blocking scheme. He was able to follow the ball, get up the field, make the stop.
Chris Hansen will punt for the first time. Steve Preston back deep with a half-minute remaining in this first quarter.
Hochstein's doing a pretty good job, Moose, at fullback.
Brought down inside the 10. So the Cardinals will start at their own 9-yard line. The NFL on Fox continues as two NFC East rivals collide. This was the first meeting between the Redskins and the Eagles. Week 5, the Eagles come down to a 14-0 lead, but the Redskins would come back and defeat Philadelphia 23-17.
Yeah, but the difference in those games early on for the Redskins is Clinton Portis was a machine. He was having some big days running the football. They haven't been able to get that running game on track for the Washington Redskins. And look at the Philadelphia Eagles. We had them counted out a couple weeks ago with that loss to Baltimore and the benching of Donovan McNabb. But right now, if they get into the playoffs, that's not a team I'd like to face as a high seed.
Play blown dead. Eagles have won their last 3 games while the Redskins have lost their last 3.
Timeout, New England. That's their first charge. Timeout. 30-second timeout.
Four seconds put back on the clock, so 12 seconds remaining in the quarter. Cardinals have gone 3 and out on their first 3 possessions. They have not yet picked up a first down. Ken Wisenhunt's club clinching the NFC West 2 weeks ago. They have gone 5-0 in division games this season.
Well, outside the division, they haven't done that well. The NFC West is struggling a little bit this year, and Arizona has used that to their advantage. You see right there when they get outside of the NFC West. But Ken Wisenhunt, he felt his team was going to be able to execute the run game. If it became a type of game with these conditions and these elements where he had to run, and he can't be happy at all with his performance in the running game right now by his offense.
First and 10 from the 9 as Warner hits Hightower. He loses the football. Seo had a chance, but it looks like it's recovered by the former Patriot Steven Spock, who played 2 games with the Patriots earlier this season.
Great hustle by Steven Spock, because this is going to be a huge game-changing play. Junior Seau's got the opportunity to get it. He doesn't make it. Good hustle back by Steven Spock to give his offense a chance for another set of downs.
So the Cardinals hang on to the football, but they trail the Patriots 14-0 after 1 quarter. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages. Let's find out what's right. We start the second quarter here in snowy Foxborough. 0 yards for the Cardinals for the first quarter. Edgerrin James in the backfield for the first time. Warner on 3rd down. He was pressured by Jarvis Green and got rid of the football. Ruled an incomplete pass.
I like the play call, though, Goose. Yeah, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You just saw the graphic. They don't have any yards in the first quarter. We're going to come out. The conditions are like this. We've got snow. We got to run the ball. Guess what? You haven't run it all season. You can't just jump into the running mode right now. Do what you do.
They need to come out. They tried to run the ball. Obviously, they got 0 yards. But right now, the tough thing about it is they're trying to go in the air with Kurt Warner. But up front, this Patriots defensive line is getting a lot of pressure on him. Right now, he's in the end zone. Luckily, he got the ball out last time, but they need to get a couple yards on the ground like they're doing right here to get away from that end zone and the possibility of getting a safety.
Well, the Cardinals will punt as Edgerrin James carries the ball for only the 8th time in the last 8 games. And he gains 5, but The Cardinals needed 15, so Graham will punt for the 4th time today.
Yeah, the other option is, okay, maybe you don't want to throw the ball because we're not sure about protection. Let Edgerrin James go in and try for a while. Tim Hightower had 3 series, did get a lot of production. Let's put Edgerrin James back in and see if he can get something done.
The 4th 3 and out for the Cardinals. They have not picked up a first down today. Welker from the 48. Welker takes it back to midfield. 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. First game for the Cardinals franchise in the snow in 25 years. Tony spent all day Friday researching, going through all of the games that the Cardinals have played, and came up with that. Told us about it in the open as Lamont Jordan is bottled up, no game. They were the St. Louis Cardinals, of course, back then when they played in the snow in 1983. Cardinals have won their division for the first time since 1975, but trail the Patriots today 14-0.
Well, the Patriots defensive line is doing a better job identifying Hochstein in the backfield and knowing that he's not back there to pass the ball. He's back there to run it. When you have that beef back there, you're going to get the run. So nice job by them identifying that by now.
Empty backfield, Falk split to the left. 2nd and 10 from the 50 as Castle finds his man, Jabbar Gaffney. And Gaffney is finally taken down inside the 15-yard line. Gaffney with his 34th reception of the season, a Patriots first down.
Coming off the inside, there he goes, number 10, right at the top of Antrell Roll. He's looking upfield, gets in behind him. But you saw what Tony talked about with Arizona's passing game. Arizona's giving up pressure with Kurt Warner. The Patriots are going about it in a different way. They're keeping a couple of guys back in on protection, giving Matt Castle time to look down the field and find the receivers.
37-yard pass play. Jordan. Nothing.
You know, Moose, when you have conditions like this as a defense, there's nothing wrong with blitzing whenever you want, because the more guys you get in there, it's going to help you on the pass, and it's also going to help you on the run, because nothing in the backfield is going to develop real fast. It's going to be a slow getting to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to help you both in the pass and the run.
Second and 10, 3 receivers. Welker shifting. Castle, look right. Throws left. Falk. Touchdown.
Arizona needs to adjust quickly, Goose. Right now, this just doesn't look fair. There you go. You finally get pressure. You got to know it's false pressure. The reason you got to the quarterback so quickly is because they're baiting you up the field. Gabe Watson never realizes that that's a screen. Can't retrace, and out in space. Again, the Cardinals just having a tough time with the footing today.
So despite no receptions by either Welker or Moss, the Patriots now lead 21-0. They've had terrific field position. Big pass play to Gaffney. Falk with his 6th touchdown of the season.
1, 2, 3.
3 minutes in, second quarter. Patriots lead 21-0. A look at some of the deficits the Arizona Cardinals have faced this season, including last week. They trailed the Vikings 28-0. And 3 weeks ago in Philadelphia fell behind 21-0.
Now they were able to get back into that Jet game, but you saw the date. That was September 28. The Eagle game and the Viking game, 2 out of the last 3 games this Cardinal team has played.
Preston tackled by Matthew Slater, the son of the Hall of Famer Jackie Slater.
These teams are moving at different speeds right now, Goose.
Moose, take a look at this. Watch Antrell Roll right here. He has an opportunity to go and make a tackle on the 10-yard line. He lowers his head. He doesn't wrap up. He just tries to throw his shoulder. That's not the way to go and make a tackle.
And here's the other side of that coin. Watch Wes Welker, number 83. Pro Bowler, going to his first Pro Bowl. Great effort, Wes.
Now you know why you have Pro Bowlers and non-Pro Bowlers. It's all in the effort, right, Moose?
I agree, Goose.
Kurt Warner going to the Pro Bowl as well. Here's Warner on first down. Larry Fitzgerald out of bounds.
You know, Moose, you talked earlier in the last period we were here. You talked about, you know, the conditions and the footing. You know, it's not really the cleats, I think, that the Arizona Cardinals have. I think it's more with knowing how to play in certain conditions. The New England Patriots have played in conditions like this, and Arizona does not know how to play in these.
Well, on offense, what you want to do is everything under control. You want to force the defense to change direction. You know where you're going. You want to run arrow routes, which is going towards the flat and then coming back to the middle. Short. Things where you can change direction. Right there. Something simple. You know, get some confidence back with your offense.
Jeremy Urban, the reception. And he gains 8. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
When you pick those kind of routes as an offensive player, as a skill player on the offensive side of the ball, you know where you're going. You know what you have to do. So you can be under control. Jeremy Urban, 85 out of the slot. That's tough for a defensive player to come out of his back pedal and to break up on the ball. So I would like to see Arizona get into some more of a short, controlled passing game with a little bit of change of direction to try and force these Patriot defenders to move their feet.
Cardinals looking for their first down of the game. And they do pick up the first as the pass is caught by Early Doucette. Tackled by Mike Vrabel. Gain of 4. And Darryl, you mentioned earlier, Early Doucette had never seen snow, nor had his teammate Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie until the Cardinals landed on Friday night in Providence.
That's amazing. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've been having a ball this weekend in this weather.
If it doesn't stop snowing, we might be having a ball later on today and tomorrow too, Moose. I don't know if we'll get out of here.
Come on, positive vibes, Goose. Positive vibes.
We had a chance to work the Packers-Seahawks playoff game in the snow last January. Off the fake to Edgerrin James. Warner to Doucette. And Early Doucette takes it out to the 38-yard line. Gain of 6 before he was tackled by Brandon Merriweather. Kurt Warner's played in the snow before. Played collegiately at Northern Iowa, and he told us yesterday he played many games in the cold and the snow against colleges in Illinois. Also played in a playoff game at Boston University on a very cold day here in New England.
I don't care what anybody says. I'd much rather play in this snow than in a cold rain.
Me too.
2nd down and 5. Warner to Fitzgerald. And Larry Fitzgerald picks up another Cardinals first down as we check in with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. Kurt?
The wind chill in Kansas City is down to 13 below 0, but it's not bothering the Chiefs. The Patriots fans happy to see this. Tony Gonzalez fighting in for an 8-yard score, and Kansas City leads Miami 14-10. Certainly good news for Patriots fans. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Great news for the Patriots. Patriots lead the Cardinals 21-0.
I'll yell out the window at the next break.
Hand off to James, and Edgerrin James picks up a first down. We mentioned James has played sparingly over the last 7 weeks. Did not play in 3 games, only 7 carries, 15 yards, but seeing action today after they used Hightower early, and J.J. Arrington is inactive for today's game.
Well, I just like the play calling here. Great job by Kurt Warner right off the start. Tough snap, handles it, gets it to Edgerrin James. But we talked about Tim Hightower having an opportunity on the first couple of series. Nothing going. Let's give Edgerrin James an opportunity. I like the play calling in the passing game much better in this drive than the other ones that they've had.
James has had some huge games against the Patriots, 600-yard games against New England, but this time he's tackled at the line of scrimmage by Wilfork and Vrabel.
You know, we talk about Arizona, and we know they're going into the playoffs, Moose, but you and me both know you need momentum going into the playoffs, so you're just going to, have a hard time in the first game. And that's something that Arizona needs to do right here. They're down by 21 points, but right now they've got a little bit, momentum going. They got to put some points up on the board and start getting some confidence to carry them into the postseason.
They're a high-scoring team, Goose. Second highest scoring team in the league. Warner's pass is caught by James, bounces away from Seau, and is finally tackled at the 32. The Cardinals average 27.5 points per game. Only the Saints have scored more points this season.
A good field by Kurt Warner in the pocket on that play. Mike Vrabel is about to come free. Kurt Warner feels him. He's able to drop it down to Edgerrin James, and he's playing with a little bit of purpose the last couple of snaps, Goose. Edgerrin James is.
When he has something to prove out there. He's playing really good. He's played in bad weather. His feet are underneath him. He's the guy who needs to go and show this Arizona offense how to go and run the ball in these kind of conditions.
He asked for his release earlier this season. Cardinals said no. This is Hightower on 3rd and 3. Hightower turns the corner. He dives. Lost the football as he dove out of bounds. It will depend on the spot.
I think that's what the problem is. He lost the football right as he was stretching. He's the one that's coming in motion. Little handoff on the outside. He's going to try and beat Junior Seau to the corner. And right there, as he's switching hands to try and extend it, I think the ball comes out of his hand. It goes beyond the marker, but he's not going to get that forward progress. It's going to go where he went out of bounds. So they're short.
Cardinals will go for it. But first, a timeout.
Timeout, New England.
Timeout called by the Patriots. When we come back, 4th and inches from the New England 31. Fourth and 1 coming up for the Cardinals, who gained only 5 yards on their first 4 drives. So far in this drive, Darryl, 50 yards for Arizona.
I like the play calling. Edgerrin James is coming, giving this offense a little bit of spark on this drive.
Fourth and 1 from the Patriots 31. Fitzgerald in motion. Warner looking to throw. Patriots will take over on downs. Right with the pressure on Warner.
I like the play calling up until that play. I didn't like that play call.
Yeah, that was not good. You got to go and put the ball on the ground, give it to Edgerrin James. We talked about how good he's been running. Right now you got Larry Fitzgerald out there, trying to clear away, but Moose, I'm with you. I didn't like that call at all.
Edgerrin had played with a little bit of a spark right there. He'd run the ball hard. Like you pointed out, Goose, he's played in these conditions more recently than anybody else on this offense probably has. So, lean on him a little bit right now.
Patriots take over on downs at their own 31, leading 21-0. New England has scored touchdowns on 3 of their first 4 possessions. 3 wide receivers, Castle to the outside, and that's the second catch today by Jabbar Gaffney. Gain of 4. Big punt return by Wes Welker led to the first New England touchdown. Screen pass to Morris. And a 37-yard completion to Jabbar Gaffney. Hochstein leading the way for Jordan. And Lamont Jordan has a first down out to the 47-yard line as Jordan, who has 2 touchdowns today, gains 11.
Well, there's your guy in there again, Goose. It's Russ Hochstein at the fullback position again. Watch 71. Now he's going to go against the linebacker, scraping right there. Gerald Hayes gets caught in the wash, number 54. Now you have to understand, you've got the backup center playing the fullback spot. He's going to come in, he's going to deliver a blow. He's not going to have that nice feel that a normal fullback has. He's going to be very physical. You've got to squeeze as the backside guy coming across. Gerald Hayes couldn't do that on that run.
Empty backfield from the 47. Castle with loads of time, but could not find anyone downfield. He spun around and taken down by Bertrand Berry, who leads the Cardinals in sacks. It's Berry's 6th of the season.
Well, Matt Castle has nowhere to go with the ball. Wes Welker on a little stutter and go. Good job by Roderick Hood not getting fooled. He tries to adjust at the end, and here comes your bunch formation on that side. All 3 players coming out of that bunch covered well.
There was a late flag against Arizona, negating the sack. A first down for New England.
I'm with you, Coach Wizenhunt. I want to know what happened.
Castle going deep for Randy Moss.
Oh, boy, that was even an easier one than the first one for Randy. That's very uncharacteristic.
Matt Castle just throws that ball a little bit short. Randy Moss had to stop for the ball and come back.
Watch how good he is here, Goose. Watch this little hesitation to get some separation. A little of that, a little bump. That is nice. Very subtle. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie may have gotten his hand and deflected a little bit right at the last second. But again, these conditions, you're looking back, you got a million snowflakes in your eyes. But boy, that was nice by Randy Moss at the top of that route, getting that little bit of separation.
Penalty on the previous play, illegal contact. Off the play fake on second down. Castle over the middle, off the hands of the tight end, Benjamin Watson, as we check in once again with Kurt.
And we check in again on Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Titans up 10-0 until Roethlisberger hooks up with a diving Santonio Holmes. Great catch there that makes it a 3-point game in the battle for top spot in the AFC. Denny Moose and Goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Holmes was definitely in the end zone, right across the plane.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about that one.
Tennessee Titans have lost 2 of their last 4 games after starting the season 10-0. 3rd and 10. Patriots have to get to the 38 for a first down. And they do. Jabbar Gaffney with his 3rd catch today. And he is finally brought down by Matt Ware after a 19-yard pickup.
Well, when they have had a positive play defensively, they've gotten pressure on Matt Castle. They choose to rush 3 guys, drop everybody in coverage. They don't get there with the pressure. And Matt Castle is able to find Jabbar Gaffney in that soft spot in the zone. Good catch. Great concentration. I mean, Jabbar Gaffney has been a key in this offense so far. Big plays down the field. And there's your guy fullback again, Goose.
Oh, big boy.
Oakstein leading the way for Jordan, the penalty flag. Well, for Gaffney, Darrell, 3 receptions today, 3 big catches. Nothing yet for Moss or Welker, although they've gone deep to Moss twice.
70 offense. 10-yard repeat first down.
That's on the left guard, Logan Mankins.
Everybody pushing around the pile. Here comes the flag. Boy, Logan Mankins, he gets it 2 ways. Now you don't even have to ask who that one was on. Which one was it on? The guy with the flag on his collar.
Lamont Jordan does a great job
back.
of covering it up, too. They're trying to strip that ball out.
First New England penalty today. Castle, the screen for Welker. Oh, wow. He takes a hard hit from Carlos Dansby. That is the 103rd catch of the season for Wes Welker, who was headed to his first Pro Bowl.
But we saw Arizona do the similar play on their drive when they finally got some good momentum going offensively. Just a quick pass, get it out to Wes Welker. He's moving well in these conditions.
Matt Castle, 6 of 11. Lamont Jordan, a pair of rushing touchdowns. 3 receptions for Jabbar Gaffney. 2nd down and 17. Castle dumps it off to Welker. Welker is brought down by the combination of O'Keefer and Dansby after a gain of 4. Wes Welker, a guy who was rejected by 105 colleges, finally landed at Texas Tech, not drafted, played 1 game for the Chargers, 3 years in Miami, tied for the NFL lead last year with 112 receptions, now has 104 this season.
The NFL measures a lot of things. Vertical jump, 40 times, bench press reps.
I know exactly what you're going to say, Moose.
Can't measure that hard, can you, Goose?
No, EKGs. They should give you an EKG at the combine.
Sammy Morris.
Ooh, Stephen Neal got rolled up. Hopefully we see Stephen pop up.
There he is, Wes Welker. I'll tell you. You know what? You always see those guys undrafted or drafted real late out of the draft and have something to prove. And that's one guy, Wes Welker, who had something to prove last year and was granted with a Pro Bowl this year. Congratulations to him.
They're so different, too, in what they bring, Randy Moss and Wes Welker. I mean, Randy is such a huge deep threat that you have to worry about. You like to get safety help over the top against Randy Moss. And then You have to worry about the other side of the field with Wes Welker. I mean, you can't leave him singled up the way he is able to get in and out of his breaks when he runs his routes.
Holding penalty decline. Patriots 4th and 10. Castle takes off, and Matt Castle has a first down.
No hook slide for Matt Castle.
Gain of 16 yards on the play. Terrific athlete. He was drafted by the Oakland A's. His brother is a major league pitcher, and he shows his athleticism on this play.
Just knowing the situation, it's 4th down. I can't slide. You know, I don't even want to give the official the opportunity to maybe mark me short of the first down. Just goes in and just powers for the first down.
Lamont Jordan.
Watching Arizona, the thing I don't like about what they're doing right now, Moose, in that last play that we saw Matt Castle run for the first down, only rushing 3 guys. You know, you have the opportunity. You have 5 offensive linemen going up against 3 defensive linemen. 2 things. You're going to have all day back there in the backfield to throw the ball downfield. And if the offensive linemen clear them out, you're going to have lanes to go and run the ball. And Matt Castle right there goes and gets a first down. One thing I don't agree with what Arizona's doing right now.
Well, how about the big thing, Goose? If you drop in 8 into coverage, the last thing you would expect to have happen is a quarterback scramble for a first down on 4th and 10.
We have hit the 2-minute warning here in Foxborough on a snowy Sunday afternoon. Patriots on the move, looking to extend their lead. Second down and 7 from the 11-yard line. Patriots lead the Cardinals 21-0. Castle looking for Moss.
Trying to throw that short screen again, Moose. That's very dangerous out there, especially when the ball's in Moss's hands.
Twelfth play of the drive coming up. Falk in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. 3rd down and 7. Castle, Welker, touchdown. Wes Welker pulling a Lonnie Paxton.
You know what? I know you can't go to the ground, but come on now, it's snowing. You gotta have a snow angel. There's got to be an exception to that rule where you can't go to the ground unless we've got a nice accumulation of snow in the end zone, and you want to do a snow angel. We'll let that one go.
Lonnie Paxton, the Patriots' long snapper, of course, has made his share of snow angels during playoff games.
Touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 83 of the offense. Demonstration, 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
He's just getting in the holiday spirit, Bill.
He tripped. He didn't go down there on purpose, did he?
There it is again, Goose. The short route that forces the defender to change the direction quickly. He did trip. He stubbed his toe. He went down, and then he was in agony.
The same officiating crew involved in 2 situations last week. Santana Moss pulled out a towel and cleaned his shoe, and then Clinton Portis was flipped a football by Chad Johnson. A flag here today on the Snow Angel celebration by Welker. 28-0 Pat.
Hi, this is Chuck Uhas from the 332nd Expeditionary Wing in Iraq. I'd like to wish my brother Bob, Jan, my nieces and nephews in Detroit, Michigan, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You take care, and we'll see you soon.
And a Merry Christmas from us to all the servicemen who are overseas at this holiday time, for all you do for us back here, over there. We appreciate that, and especially during the holiday season, for you to give up your time with your family for us.
Absolutely. You guys are the real heroes.
And you saw members of the Patriots earlier today greeting some of the members of the military who are here at the stadium today. Preston on the return out to the 40.
Well, one of the things we got to keep an eye on now is Ken Wisenhunt said if this gets out of hand one way or the other, you know, he might pull some of his guys back to keep people healthy for the playoff run. Anquan Bolden and J.J. Arrington, they were scratches because of injuries. But with a Kurt Warner, a Larry Fitzgerald, some of these key components to this offense, you wonder how much longer they're going to be in here if this one is not competitive.
First and 10 for Warner on the Cardinals from their own 39. Warner looking for Hightower out of the backfield. Gerard Mayo on the coverage. We mentioned earlier Kurt Warner on the losing end of Super Bowl 37. He actually wrote a letter to Bill Belichick after that game congratulating him on the championship, and sent another letter to Belichick following last year's undefeated Patriots regular season.
And Coach Belichick didn't realize that he had penned a letter back to Kurt after the Super Bowl, and it never got to him. And we told Kurt yesterday, and he was surprised to hear that. He never did receive it.
Warner, Fitzgerald did not make the catch. Ellis Hobbs on the coverage. But Warner said he appreciates greatness, especially when underdogs achieve greatness, and we all know Kurt Warner's story, and the Patriots were underdogs in that Super Bowl against the St. Louis Rams.
And not many people gave Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots much of a chance against what was then the greatest show on turf when it was really in its prime. But a great plan, great execution by his players.
Third down and 10, Warner under pressure. Mike Wright again coming up the middle, applying the pressure and making the hit. Cardinals will punt.
Yeah, well, we've had a couple of situations now where we're getting guys coming clean for the Patriots, and I don't know if they get another opportunity here in the first half offensively with the ball, but I'd be shocked if Ken Whisenhunt doesn't take a look at this play right here with a free defender right at his franchise quarterback right now, Pro Bowl quarterback, who's going to be a vital cog in the playoffs, and you can't have Mike Wright coming in here and roughing him up.
It's at some point you're going to have to make a decision, and Kurt's taking a pretty big pounding there in that first half with those New England defensive linemen, like you pointed out, Moose. They're coming scot-free. That last play was a screen out to the left-hand side, and they just let the defenders come right through the line of scrimmage a little faster than I think he anticipated.
Richard Seymour, the injured New England Patriot. You had to look at Kurt Warner's numbers. He'll be the first Cardinal quarterback in the Pro Bowl since Neil Lomax back in 1987. Kurt heading to his fourth Pro Bowl. 7-year gap from his last Pro Bowl to this one. The only players in league history who have gone longer between Pro Bowls, Randall Cunningham and Phil Simms, both went 8 seasons between trips to Hawaii.
He's had a great season, and he's going to be, extremely important for the Cardinals to be able to regain any confidence and go into that playoff game thinking they can do anything more than one and done. And there's a lot of tough things that Coach Whisenhunt has had to weigh today. Kurt Warner's in a position to set some very impressive single-season records this year. It doesn't look like he's going to have an opportunity with the half that they've had today offensively, but then trying to regain the confidence as a team moving forward and balancing all that with making sure that they have all their important players at as close to 100% as they possibly can for that first home playoff game out in Arizona in quite some time.
He has set one franchise record today, most attempts in one season, most pass attempts. Warner 6 of 13 today. Graham keeps it away from Welker. So the Patriots will take over with 1:24 remaining in this first half. Tomorrow at 9, 8 Central. Don't miss the Prison Break fall finale. Every covert plan, every double cross, every shocking revelation has all been leading up to one unbelievable moment. The Prison Break fall finale tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on Fox. Your discretion is advised. For the second straight week, Kurt Warner and the Cardinals trail 28-0. Cardinals have gone 3 and out now 5 times today. That's a season high. Only 25 3 and outs all season before today's game for Arizona. From the 29, Castle Gaffney, his 4th catch. The Patriots first down, out of bounds at the 43-yard line, a gain of 14. The Visa halftime report is coming up with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They'll bring you scores and highlights from around the National Football League on the Fox Sports Ticker with up to the second snap. That's coming up on the Visa halftime report.
Moose, when you talked about it earlier, you'd rather see snow than sleet and rain. Well, I know you really don't care much, but down here it's starting to sleet and it's raining down here. So the ball is wet. The players are getting more wet. It's harder for the players to hold on to the ball, something that could be a problem for them in the second half.
Offense was not on the line of scrimmage. Penalties decline. Second down.
Goose, how can you say I don't care? I worry about you down there in the elements.
Yeah, okay. I know you're up there drinking your hot cocoa. I'm down here frostbitten.
How'd you guess?
You better save me some.
Dolphins goose over the Chiefs, 24-21. I know you've been stockpiling some snowballs on top of your monitor.
Yeah, they're all on my hood from everyone helping me down here.
2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Falk. And Falk cut down just shy of the 45-yard line. Not only are the Patriots 9-0 while it's snowing in home games here in Foxborough, guys, 22-2 in their last 24 games during the month of December. And they've won their last 14 regular season games against NFC clubs. Some pretty powerful numbers.
Yeah, that's some impressive stuff right there, especially the record in December. I mean, you talk about it all the time. It becomes cliche. You want to be playing your best footballs going into the playoffs in the month of December. New England has been able to do that consistently over the years.
Jabbar Gaffney again, his 5th reception, a first down in Cardinals territory. Gaffney gains 16 more yards.
It's like it's not even fair out there, Goose.
Really, you know what, Moose, we talked about it earlier that, you know, the Arizona Cardinals need some kind of momentum, something to look forward to. If they take Kurt Warner out right now at this point, there's nothing really I could see that they have done in the first half that would excite me as a coach and saying, hey, listen, we're getting better, going into the playoffs, you know, in 2-3 weeks, you know, something to go and have a positive about. Over the last couple weeks, this Arizona club has really been flat, and it seems like they're almost content that they just made the playoffs and they don't want to do anything more than that.
I think one small positive for the Cardinals might be the play of Edgerrin James. 3 carries, 18 yards, who has barely seen the field over the last 2 months.
I agree with that one.
I'll take that one, Kenny.
And the other thing is you don't lose Kurt Warner to an injury because somebody slipped and missed a block on one of the big defensive linemen.
Aside from that, Goose, not much.
Yeah, you need some kind of confidence to go into that postseason.
2nd and 10, wide open, Wes Welker.
And we've talked about footing, we've talked about changing direction, but now it's just like fundamental football, just coverages. I mean, who's supposed to be there? And that was one of the things that both Adrian Wilson and Darnell Dockett told us when we sat down with them was, we're not doing a good job with fundamentals. And you're starting to see that again this afternoon late here in the second quarter.
1st and 10 from the Arizona 20.
These guys up front needs to make something happen.
Castle looking for Gaffney.
Oh boy, yeah, he landed right on his head.
Roderick Hood on the coverage. I guess, Goose, you could say the only other positive aside from Edgerrin James, the fact that as we take one more look at the hard fall by Hood, the other positive, Goose, the fact that a couple of guys in their early 20s, Early Doucette and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, got to experience snow for the first time.
Okay, let me write that one down too. You're really stretching it there, Kenny. Now you're going out on a limb.
Well, it is 28-0.
Kenny's a glass half full guy, Goose.
That's right.
Me too. I am too. I'm looking. I'm still looking.
Castle firing it through the end zone. Welker, the intended receiver. Welker today, 4 receptions, 1 touchdown, 1 snow angel.
There it is.
Now Gostowski will line up for a 38-yard attempt. Gostowski heading to the Pro Bowl along with Welker. Hansen is the holder from 38. It is good. Just inside the right upright. The Patriots lead is now 31-0.
And we talk about it, it becomes cliche sometimes in the NFL. When you talk about finishing strong, playing your best football in December, heading into the playoffs. And what this Patriot team has been able to do recently, very impressive. And again, just some attention to detail right there on that last field goal. It's third down. There's 7 seconds left. Last week in Oakland, a little bit of mismanagement that Bill Belichick he took that one. He said, I'll put that on me, even though I was ready to blame the snapper and the holder, because I think it's their responsibility. Just making that correction, we're not going to do something to throw away 3 points at the end of the half, just in case somebody gets tackled, we lose time, we don't get the opportunity. He makes sure he gets those 3 points at the end of the half, even when he's up 28. So he's always working on correcting things. That guy couldn't. He may be the most gracious host in the NFL. He's been fantastic to us this weekend.
And a tremendous owner. Patriots have gone to 4 Super Bowls the last 7 years. This is Sean Morey, returning to Massachusetts, Brown University product. Morey headed to the Pro Bowl on special teams. A 31-0 lead for the Patriots over the Arizona Cardinals. The Visa Halftime Report is coming up after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.